thank you for watching. This video is a very small target audience, but it's an awkward conversation to bring up in person, and I'll put some thoughts out on the internet. So, you and you. We know each other, we interact, and I'm not going to say more than that, because if you don't want to be public, I don't have the moral right to make your private life public. Maybe you don't want to be as public as I want to be, and and there's still limits to how public I want to be. So, I want to know what's the wording you want me to use when we're interacting, because there must be another word you want me to use, because you're using this one word, and now let's get specific. Alright, we both have romantic partners, domestic partners, romantic, domestic, life partners. We live with the woman. I'm guessing you have sex with the woman with whom you live. Haven't had that much talk with you about that, because it doesn't really matter, but and it's a long-term committed relationship that I have with a woman, that you have with a woman. You will never, in an infinite number of years, be able to get that woman pregnant, and it's because you're another woman. It's not because there's a broken part on your body. It's not because there's something that could be fixed, or maybe even if a man could never be fixed who's lost the ability to get a woman pregnant, that doesn't change the fact that he's a man. That's what his body would have been doing if it was working right. There's no amount of correcting or fixing your body, which does not need correcting and fixing. You are a woman, and that's great. So I'm not saying that there is any correcting or fixing that needs to happen or should happen. You're a woman, that's great. It's good to be a woman. It's good to be what your skin color is. But in my relationship, I can get the woman with who I am with pregnant. Because our human species has two sexes. Whether it evolved that way or it was created that way, it's a fact that we have two sexes. There's one who has a gamete that swims and goes into the other person to get to the other person's gamete that doesn't swim. And so that's a very important part of my relationship. The potential to make a baby because of being of those categories. One from the one category, one from the other category. And so, since there is such a profound and important difference between our relationships, and you are a competent, intelligent person, and you are an incompetent, intelligent person, you both are, and you sisters, you're less likely to interact with me for various reasons that are not important enough to go into detail with here, but you and your partner are never going to make a baby together like you did with that, like has been done with some people in the past. So there's got to be, I know when you use a certain word to describe your relationship, you really want to use a different word to describe my relationship, because they're so different. I know when I see you dealing with people, and you say, there's a husband and wife, here's a husband and wife, I know you aren't thinking husband and wife, because they have a very profound difference between their relationship and your relationship. So when that husband and wife call each other husband and wife, they mean by wife a woman who could get pregnant, who could create a child in that relationship. without any doctors and sperm donors, without any cloning technology, without anything. This is two bodies, no other people there, get pregnant. If things are working right. And if things are not working right, it's still of the categories. So you must be thinking a different word. If you're not saying that other word because you're worried about people bullying you, I'll sign a petition. You know, if somebody does, you know, bully you, if somebody does file a complaint against you, I'll sign a petition. To, you know, to contradict you getting in trouble over you using the word you really want to use to describe that relationship that's very different than the one that you have. You can't have a wife and me have a wife. Just like a Ford F-150 can't be an airplane and a Boeing 737 an airplane. Just like a Bowie knife and a Glock 43 can't both be a firearm. They're too different to use that same word to describe them both. So, me pointing out the differences is just like if somebody has driven themselves to an airport and you tell them that their Suzuki that has two wheels is not an airplane. You are not using bigotry. You are not being hateful of the person that was calling a Suzuki an airplane. Or if he calls a Suzuki an airplane and you want to have a smooth conversation and you say, okay, you're going to call that an airplane. What are we going to call the Boeing 737? I want to know so we can have a, you know, get along so we have less awkward moments. I want to have less awkward moments with you because it's awkward when in your heart and mind a wife cannot get pregnant from her relationship as proven by the fact that you have a wife. In your own words, you have a wife. And so there must be a word for what I have. What is the word for what I have so we have less awkwardness going on behind the scenes in when we're interacting. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Bye-bye.